On this vast and tumultuous ocean we call life, most people fear the waves and are content to lounge in safe harbors. They may avoid a few storms, but they also never experience the full joy that only adventurers feel or reap the rewards gained by intrepid voyagers. There are others, very few, who not only brave the waves, but also make them. These courageous wavemakers are not content to sit on the beach and watch the tide. They yearn to be out on the open ocean, leading change, attacking the status quo. Wavemakers understand the power of the ripple effect. They never underestimate their small and seemingly insignificant actions because they know they can lead to dramatic results in the future. Wavemakers work tirelessly for years, ignored, unacknowledged, and often ridiculed, because their vision of a brighter future is stronger than their fear of embarrassment. Wavemakers are generational thinkers. They consider the consequences of their actions for those who will follow behind them. They strive to make things better for future generations. As author Stephen Palmer wrote in his book Uncommon Sense, A Common Citizen's Guide to Rebuilding America, quote, "It's far easier to go along with the crowd and never make waves than it is to take a stand, go against the grain of popular culture, and make a lasting difference," unquote. Martin Luther King Jr. took the road less traveled and was murdered for it, as was Gandhi. George Washington, wanting nothing more than to be a quiet farmer, suffered through years of toil and hardship as a general, then stayed in the trenches during 2 terms as president. Joan of Arc was burned at the stake for attempting to free France from the rule of England and claiming that she saw visions. Corrie ten Boom endured the horrors of Nazi concentration camps for hiding Jews. Jesus Christ was crucified for speaking truth. The people who rock the status quo boat are usually kicked off the boat and are often drowned, but because of their courage and sacrifice, the rest of us enjoy smooth sailing. Such wavemakers derive their strength not only from deep within themselves, but also from God, to whom they give their full allegiance. They thirst not for the praise of man, but for validation from their Father. They can endure the mocking of earthly crowds because they're uplifted by heavenly hosts. They can withstand years of thankless, anonymous struggle in obscure trenches because they know they're laying in store treasures in heaven. Wavemakers know who they are and the purpose for which they were born. But that clarity doesn't come automatically or by accident. Wavemakers seek it consciously and passionately. Author Roy H. Williams once shared at a seminar the following insight, which he learned from Mike Metzger, the president of the Clapham Institute. Quote, "You meet 4 kinds of people on the ocean of life. Those who drift, just go with the flow. The wind and the waves control their speed and direction. The drifter quietly floats along and says, whatever. Those who surf are always riding a wave, the next big thing. They stay excited until the waves fade away. Then they scan the horizon for something new. Surfers don't usually get anywhere, but they make a lot of noise and put on a good show. Those who drown seem to stay in the center of a storm. It doesn't matter how often you rescue them, they'll soon be in another crisis, crying, 'Help me, save me, it's been the worst week of my life. I don't know what I'm going to do.' Those who sail are navigating toward a fixed point. They counteract the wind and waves by adjusting the rudder and shifting the sails to stay on course. But without an immovable, fixed point in your life, there can be no sailing. There's nothing for you but drift, surf, or drown." Unquote. Wavemakers have a fixed point, a North Star that provides their standard, drives all their actions, and gives them meaning. They know exactly what they're trying to make happen and how they define success. In this audiobook, you'll learn the stories of 7 wavemakers whose ripples have resounded through history. You'll accompany them on their voyages, from their humble beginnings to their illustrious ends. You'll witness their defeats, share their triumphs, and take notes from their mistakes. And through the process, you'll learn how you can become a wavemaker yourself. You'll be inspired to do more than wait for waves to surf and instead to make waves with the wake of your impact. You'll realize the importance of all your choices, no matter how insignificant they may seem in the moment. You'll learn to consider the consequences of your actions on other people and on future generations.